at the Gold with little Nicky and Kachara. We will be talking about Wood Elf or Bosmer. Why don't you start off, Kachara?
Alright, so let me just pull up UESP here. The earliest days of the Bosmer are lost in legend. Some speak of the ooze, the shape-shifting formlessness from which they came before the Green Pact with the Euphrae. More obscure legends also suggest that not all Bosmer agreed to the Green Pact, and others wished to keep their shape-shifting abilities. According to the legend, Euphrae turned the ooze into a kind of purgatory state for these individuals, where they would be stricken from Euphrae's story upon death, and unable to interact with any world or afterlife. Eventually, these dissenters were overcome by the other Bosmer faithful to Euphrae. These oathbreakers were then buried in oaths, so that they could be imprisoned and protected until the time of renewal. There's some suggestion that early Bosmer were known for intermarrying with humans. Another legend is that the Boish Elves, made from the earth bones that followed Euphrae, or however you say it, grew the first great Grot Oak out of the perchance acorn, which would become the Tower of Green Sap. Due to the nature of the acorn being perchance elsewhere, many different green saps sprung in many different forms, forming the walking Grot Oak forests of the Valenwood. Each one told its own stories of the green, the forest home of the Boish become Bosmer. Around the time of the Elysian Slave Rebellion, circa First Era 243, the Eliad sorcerer Enumeril converted the perchance acorn of the Eldenroot Grot Oak into a definite acorn, which prevented Eldenroot from walking, and finally gave a green sap a single, definite form. He would further attempt to convert this green sap into a new, singular white gold, but due to the perchance nature of the Bosmer Tower, he would never succeed. Enumeril was one of the many Eliad refugees who fled to Valenwood during the Eliad Diaspora, which coincided with the slave revolt. However, Eliads had been migrating to Valenwood even before that. These migrants all agreed to adopt aspects of the Green Pact to refrain from harming the forest, unlike Enumeril. The establishment of the White Gold Tower by the Eliads in the Middle Merethic era brought increased trade to the Bosmer, and cities like Woodhearth, Haven, and Sylvanar flourished. The ancient Eliad site of Hectaheim is home to the heart of Valenwood, a magnificent tree of immense power, which stands out as the physical symbol of the soul of Valenwood. However, around the time when the Eliads first came to Valenwood, a necromancer twisted the power of the heart and used it to raise an undead army, forcing the Eliads to seal off the Hectaheim, along with the heart, in order to contain the horde. Eliads in Bosmer during these early days had to fend off numerous savage attacks on Valenwood by the Maomer. Though they found sanctuary in Valenwood, the Eliads who migrated there seem to fade from history. For reasons which are still debated by scholars, they apparently had little lasting impact on Bosmer culture, beyond imparting some stonework and masonry techniques.
Question.
Alright. Mm-hmm.
What is considered human? Is it like Bretons or what?
Bretons are actually descended from elf and human couplings.
Elves and humans.
Yeah, because, like, apparently the elves used to enslave the humans, and they did some unsavory things to some of their female ones, and that resulted in the Bretons being born. And they used to look more elvish, but the Bretons went on to mate with other humans, and so now they look human, but they still retain some of their magicka in their blood.
So, another question: has a wood elf and a dark elf intermingled and made
Probably.
a whatever?
So why don't we see like any of their children?
Oh yeah, there's no kids here.
Well, it's often stated in Elder Scrolls lore that when an interracial couple has a baby, the baby will take on the race of its mother with characteristics from its father. So, if, say, an Argonian has sex with a Nord, if the Nord's a female, the baby will be a Nord. And the other way around. And so, like, if a Dunmer man mates with, say, an Altmer woman, then the baby will be an Altmer, but it could have black hair or red eyes, like its father.
Interesting.
And it's stated in the lore that it's unknown if Khajiit and Argonians and Dremora and the other beast races and Daedra can make offspring with other species, but it's not denied.
I thought wood elves were cannibals.
Some of them are. If they follow the Green Pact, then that means they can't harm any plants, so they're reverse vegans. And the Green Pact also states that they have to eat any meat that they kill within 3 days, so that means if they kill somebody in a war, they have to eat them.
So, I have a question. So, dark elves. So why is their skin dark to begin with?
Well, we're opening a whole new can of worms with this, but so basically the Dunmer used to be the Chimer, who were pretty much clones of the Altmer.
So that's tomorrow's
But-
episode.
Alright. But yeah, they used to be a Chimer, but they have gray skin because of a curse from Azura.
What are dark elves like special abilities?
They're resistant to fire.
So, question: if there was like let's say a high elf, they have both.
Hold on, you're cutting out.
If it was a dark elf and a high elf that had a kid, could their their special abilities or passive abilities combine, or no?
Probably.
Resistant to fire and be a pyromancer or something.
I think since they take on the race of their mother, as I said, they'd have the mom's abilities, but if the characteristics of the father include the abilities, then that could be true.
And traditionally, high elves are actually, they have high magicka, but they're actually a resistance to all elemental stuff is down by 15% usually in other games.
Oof.
Yeah.
So, in terms of the game, how is it that, like in Oblivion, you can combine spells, but in this game you can't combine spells? Or like even in Skyrim too?
Well, this game was supposed to have spell crafting, but that never came to fruition.
They either forgot about it or just couldn't, or just didn't feel like it.
It didn't work with the whole style. Everybody wanted PvP, and creating your own spells would be like OP and shit like that. So
Yeah.
Damn.
So you just have people nuking each other.
they had to align more with PvP stuff than PvE, which is a shame.
Because some players can't play nice, so you just have people fucking each other over.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So if there's magicka, how come I mean, in this game you can't fly around or do something. There's like mounts with wings and stuff, you know?
There's never been flying in mounts in any Elder Scrolls. They've never intended that.
Yeah.
No one's written anything that flew.
I think
Well,
it's
that's
in,
not
like,
necessarily
Somerset.
true, but
I think in Somerset they have these like hawk lion things. Yeah,
yeah.
griffins.
It would probably
Yeah.
be really unbalanced if you could fly.
It'd be something
It definitely is an arc.
like Dragon Ball Z.
But yeah, back to the Bosmer. Do you have any questions about them?
The Dark Elves?
Bosmer, or the Wood
That's the
Elves.
Dunmer.
Oh, the Wood Elves.
Yeah, Dunmer are the Dark Elves, and Bosmer are the Wood Elves.
Why is it that they have horns and other elves just don't have horns?
Bosmer will often wear decorative antlers, and they can grow them magically.
What else? So, they were formless originally?
Yeah, when they were part of the Ooze.
The Ooze? How come they took the form of a small little elf? And not something else?
I guess they just did.
I feel like, maybe they took the form of something small so that way if they were required to eat each other, it wouldn't be...
It's an orcs they kill.
Oh, yeah. That sucks.
Are actually lucky if they even have one child, but Bosmer will often have like 11 children.
That
So
makes sense.
so canonically there's more Bosmer than any other elf.
Are they magicka based or are they stamina based? Again, I forget.
Usually based on archery.
So
Yeah.
they have increases to like stamina and stuff.
I guess so.
They're like the wood. They're wood elves. Yeah. So a lot of stealthy. That's why they're so tiny. I kind of think of them more like kind of fairy-based hobbit sort of thing in mythical stories.
Yeah.
People on Tumblr
You always
freak
have
about-
like your
freak
wood
out.
elf pixies sort of thing that dwell in the forest, and that's just you got your wood elves here in the Elder Scrolls.
Originally, the Bosmer were supposed to have really ugly males and beautiful females, but somebody at Bethesda had some sense and just made them both hot. I really hate that trope where the female of a species is just exactly like a human, except like green, and while the male actually looks like their species.
Yeah.
I think in some anime they made some goblins have proper sexual dimorphism and people got all triggered.
That's funny. People get triggered for everything.
Yeah. Mainly just coomers. But anyway.
The I was actually thinking these what else are the only like small things I've seen running around. So how come there aren't any children?
In... I honestly don't know, but my best theory is that they just don't want people trying to attack them. But that's kind of not really... I don't think that would be true since you can
Bethesda
attack them in
has stated
Skyrim.
that they don't like it when people try to kill kids or whatever. So they make like kids.
And yeah, can you imagine if there were kids around here and how bad the local chat is? Like, there's gonna be some dirty shit going on.
Oh. And you know, Shadman and other artists like him.
Yeah, no, I'm glad there isn't any children in this.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
This is just a logical choice. Fuck.
I mean, I was talking about like NPCs.
Oh, yeah, but even still, like, you figured, like, the people would go running around these NPCs saying some dirty shit to each other, like, it's just, no.
Yeah. The thing you can do is just, like, mute them or ban them, I guess.
better just to not put it in at all and just not have that happen.
Yeah. Also, Bosmer don't smoke plants, but they often smoke bugs from bone pipes.
Mm-hmm.
Bugs?
Yeah, since, they can't smoke weed or anything, since weed's a plant and shit.
Yeah, they're not allowed to.
I wonder how high you can get from a fucking insect.
Probably pretty high.
People were smoking bed bugs for a while because they're the chemical that they released. Gets you fucked up.
Imagine smoking a bombardier beetle.
Well, okay, so what if the bug or the human or whatever, or like anything, was eating plants and they somehow,
That's a good question.
ingested their,
I
from that stuff?
I don't think it really counts then.
No, well, yeah, this is the whole circle of life thing.
And Bosmer will often fast before battles so that they can eat whatever they kill.
That sounds healthy.
Waste not, want not.
But weren't the Wood Elves and those snake people at war or something?
Probably. Also, here's something that says something about the Green Pact. It is said to have guided their existence since the beginning of their great story. Its rules are clear. Do not harm the forests of Valenwood. Do not eat anything made from plant life. Eat only meat. When enemies are conquered, their meat must be eaten, not left to rot. Do not kill wastefully, and do not take on the shape of beasts.
What if,
I've broken all of those rules so far.
Guess you're going to Bosmer, hell?
It's whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a party.
Yay!
If they do break the rules and they don't eat what they've killed, or if they eat plants, what would happen?
If you continue, I don't want to spoil that, because if you continue through some of the Almeri Dominion quest lines and areas, you'll actually run into some of these issues.
If you noticed, Fandal, that one Wood Elf sim,
Yeah.
he's actually breaking the Green Pact because, he's a woodworker, or whatever it's called. And you know where wood comes from.
Yeah.
From
He's
the
nuts.
I think you can
penis!
see him eating bread.
I'm sorry.
I said a D's nuts joke, like.
The Bosmer allegedly made the Green Pact with Y'ffre in return for her patronage and protection. As a result, they use bone, animal, and insect products widely. Imported wood is used when necessary. Rather than drinking conventional liquor made from grain or fruit, the Bosmer consume jaga, which is fermented pig's milk, and rot meth. Rot meth is made from fermented meat seasoned with thunderbug organs, takes years to brew, and is considered a precious ritual beverage that symbolizes the muscle of the boar, the people of the forest, and the strength of the Bosmer people. No wedding can take place without it.
It's pig milk?
Yeah, or wait, actually,
Turned to cheese or something?
Guess I need to go make that.
oh, woo. Bosmer may take the shape of beasts. Oh wait, excuse me, I'm reading wrong. Y'ffre is believed to have first blessed them with their form, thus their appearance is sacred. So although Bosmer may take the shape of beasts, the Pact normally bans this practice. However, the Wild Hunt is considered a result of the Green Pact. In return for their patronage to Y'ffre, the Bosmer may perform a ritual in dire times that transforms the participants into a horde of wild, shape-shifting beasts, which go on to lay waste to the enemies of the Bosmer. The Green Pact made the felling of Valenwood trees by anyone, foreign or native, a crime against the Bosmer religion. There are almost no cities or towns built by the Bosmer themselves. Rather, the Bosmer's relationship with the Pacts grants them magical forest-shaping abilities to grow their settlements.
Can my character get drunk? And does my vision get hazy?
Probably. I don't think so.
Fuck. Well, I'm gonna
I
try.
think there's actually a quest line where you do get drunk.
Is that the one with Sanguine in Skyrim?
I think.
Can you wake up after you trash a Shrine of Dibella and get married to a Hograven? Excuse me, I was coughing. I wish you could stay married to the Hagraven. Ooh. Oh, here's something about the ooze. The ooze is a Bosmeri term that refers to the formless chaos that existed prior to Y'ffre's naming. According to legend, Y'ffre would shape the ooze into all of creation by telling their stories. Even after creating the green, the Bosmer, and the rest of life, though some formless, nothing still remained. Y'ffre decided to speak one final story to give the ooze purpose, saying that any being who violated the Green Pact with the Valenwood would be cast in the ooze and stricken from the story of Tamriel. And even if it's an accident when you break the pact, you're still cast there.
The Green Pact?
Yeah. You could just accidentally step on a flower and then bam, you're in Bosmer hell.
Yeah, didn't that happen with a Khajiit in Wood Elf territory?
Probably.
I was
I don't
passing
think I've done
by.
any of
I
it.
was passing by and I overheard a conversation of between a Khajiit and a Wood Elf, and the Khajiit was like, apparently the Khajiit ate a flower, and they wanted him to he wanted him to sacrifice him.
Jesus.
I'm like, dude, it's a fucking flower. He ate it. And he's not even a part of your religion.
Man, when you're in someone else's placement, you gotta follow the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can't force religion. That's a religion, though. That's part of a religion.
Yeah.
But that Khajiit in their home.
That's forcing religion upon someone else. The religion doesn't
You
say
step in their
others
home,
can't
man.
do
It's
it.
it's like if you go over to I don't know, wherever the fuck, and they arrest you for whatever stupid crime you committed. That's you were in their home, you committed the crime.
But the thing is, it's not a crime. It's just a religion.
It is in their area. It's a crime in their area.
So yeah, should we read a little more about the Bosmer, or do you want to move on to a quickie reading or something?
You are so into the fucking quickie readings.
What's the quickie?
It's
All about Sonnet.
Christian. You know Christian? It's like a rabbit hole. It'll probably take a while to, you know.
Okay.
It'll descend. It's a descendant into madness.
I want to hear about it.
Well, should we do the reading?
Sure.
Alright, let's go to quickie. Wait, fuck, that's my texts. Fuck. Alright. So do you all... Here, I'll send you all a link to the page.
I'm gonna turn off all the lights in the house to make it spooky.
Ooh.
Fucking Christian, spooky bitch.
Hey, Nikki, what's your Discord?
My Discord?
Yeah, do you have
he's
one?
not a part of the fucking Discord. So if you add him, just make
Oh,
sure
oof.
you invite him.
Well, just go to sonichu.com and click on the article titled Christian Western Chandler.
Going to Discord.
That's creepy.
Ooh, get ready for a story
I
of
can't wait.
blaming Asperger's for everything, Sonichu, and
Oh no! Don't fucking blame. Listen, that makes us like look bad.
Well, Chris always had some vendetta against Asperger's for some reason, and like, he said it was trying to take away stuff from autism, but that's really not true.
No, it's just.
I don't, I don't think somebody's ever taught him that no, it does not take away from anybody. Likewise? So yeah, did you all get the article?
No.
Negative.
Here, I think I DM'd you the link.
It's okay. I'll just listen. I'm eating.
Ooh. So should we do this like, we take turns reading paragraphs? Ooh, Skyrim downloaded.
Yeah, I've been playing Morrowind. It's a slog, that's for sure. You gotta make sure you save all the time.
Yeah, because you could accidentally kill somebody essential. Alright, are we all ready for the reading?
Go for it.
Chandler, this article is about Chris and or she 1982
Sorry, I'm back.
is
I'm eating.
is a 39-year-old individual, a former virgin with rage, and a self-proclaimed deity. They are constantly referred to by their nickname Chris Chan, by their initials Quick, CWC, or simply the gender-neutral Chris. They kind of look like a cartoon version of Benjamin Franklin come to life, and are well known to be one of the most well-known and well-documented lolcows in internet culture. Some would consider Chris to be a celebrity, but they haven't sold a multi-platinum album, excuse me, my mouth is dry and I'm lizard burning, nor have they been awarded with an Oscar. Instead, they are the creator of the infamous webcomic Sonichu, which ostensibly tells the story of an electric hedgehog Pokemon Sonichu and his sweetheart Rosachu, and their adventures of the chaotic combo. In practice, the webcomic really serves as wish fulfillment for Chris himself, allowing them to express their dissatisfaction with how the faculty at school and college didn't acknowledge what they saw as exemplary academic performance when they graduated, along with this frustration over being unable to find a romantic partner. As such, the book serves as a fantasy in which he can redirect his anger towards the people who would impede them on their journey, casting them as villains and themselves as a true Campbellian hero. After completing high school and college, Chris has remained largely unemployed for most of their adult life, making a living off of welfare and occasional donations from his webcomic's true and loyal fan base. In late 2007, he became internet famous when images of them at a tabletop gaming store called The Game Place leaked to the Something Awful message boards. Upon discovery, Chris was mocked for their odd fashion sense and oafish appearance, and images of Chris at the store soon spread to places like 4chan and Encyclopedia Dramatica. In the process, many trolls became exposed to his webcomic for the first time, propelling Chris to stardom. Initial fascination was spurred on by their childlike artwork, their signature homemade Sonichu medallion that they wore in public, and his history of loitering in public places while literally holding up a sign asking women to talk to them. His reaction to the ensuing mockery led to a cycle of Chris revealing more disturbing facts about himself, and trolls going to greater and greater lengths to uncover more knowledge about this strange individual. Thus, Chris's life began to spiral out of control with the advent of organized trolling, armchair psychological analysis from bewildered onlookers, and some truly bizarre antics from Chandler that continue to this day, influencing the development of the webcomic on rare occasions, occasions that they actually update it. Chris's most notable period of activity on the internet occurred between 2007 and 2010, a period now dubbed the Classic Era by modern Christorians, in which they repeatedly were baited by trolls pretending to be romantic interests, and they lashed out against his arch-enemy Clyde Cash, the leader of the most notable group of trolls in their life, the Miscreants. In this time, he was duped by a sadistic 13-year-old into stuffing his medallion up his ass, had his identity stolen by a far more talented individual, Liquid Chris, and had Sonichu mercilessly spoofed by a webcomic team that specifically designed a story that would piss them off, among other misadventures. However, he eventually decided to sign off from the internet at the end of this period, seemingly wising up to his dang dirty trolls. But when they eventually returned to the limelight a few months later in 2011, they were not the same. Chris began to experiment with cross-dressing, calling himself a tomgirl, before eventually coming out as transgender in 2015 and beginning the process of transitioning. Aside from Chris's newfound shift in gender identity, the death of their father, accidentally setting his house on fire, an incident where they maced an employee at a GameStop store over the color of Sonic's arms, Chris's internet life stayed relatively normal by their standards until two new sets of trolls, known as the Idea Guys and the Teen Troon Squad, brainwashed them with increasingly insane beliefs, such as the idea that they are a half Sonichu, culminating in Chris's revelation that they are a goddess, meant to bring about a convergence of dimensions that will merge the world shown in his webcomic with our world, effectively starting a doomsday cult around what started as a silly, self-indulgent Sonic the Hedgehog and Pokemon crossover. Since then, Chris has used this delusion as an elaborate coping mechanism while they continue to avoid looking for employment or other ways to better themselves. In spite of the trolls in question being driven out by the efforts of groups of counter-trolls trying to keep them from going further down a self-destructive path, or at least trying to keep them from embarrassing themselves any further, Chris continues to cling to these unhealthy and downright absurd beliefs. All the while, Chris's physical and mental health are withering